Muy buenas tardes a todos, bienvenidos a esta capacitación online, la segunda que estamos realizando desde Editorial Clases para todos los docentes que se conectan, que participan, y es un gusto entonces compartir con ustedes. Me voy a presentar, mi nombre es Larisa Treyer y estoy acompañándolos desde la conducción, y por supuesto que ustedes ya pueden ver a una de las invitadas que tenemos el día de hoy. Les cuento que la capacitación que estamos teniendo en vivo actualmente, y ustedes pueden ver a través del canal de YouTube de Educación Adventista en Sudamérica, es para docentes de inglés de nivel inicial, ¿sí? Donde vamos a hablar de la serie Just Imagine, algunas novedades muy importantes para todos ustedes. Y bueno, justamente una de las invitadas que tenemos aquí en el estudio es la profesora Amparo Ernst. ¿Cómo estás, Amparo?
Bien, gracias, Dari.
Bueno, gracias a vos por acercarte, por venir. Sabemos que por ahí el vivo para los docentes es un poquito complicado porque no ven del otro lado a profesores.
Tal cual.
Pero sabemos que va a salir muy bien, y a través del chat, de paso, los invitamos a que puedan ir escribiendo. Entonces ahí es la forma en que podemos comunicarnos actualmente. Vayan dejando sus comentarios, los saluditos, desde qué colegio nos están siguiendo, desde qué país, y por supuesto las preguntas o dudas que tengan sobre esta serie, porque vamos a tener un espacio justamente para responder. Bueno, y voy a presentar entonces a las invitadas, y si queremos podemos poner ya entonces a la segunda invitada especial que tenemos el día de hoy en pantalla, así ustedes ya la van viendo allí a Silvina. Voy a hacer una breve presentación de cada una, ¿sí? Bueno, Amparo, les cuento que nació en Colonia, en la República Oriental del Uruguay. Estudió y terminó sus estudios en el liceo del Instituto Adventista del Uruguay. Si hay alguien allí de Uruguay, nos puede comentar y saludar. Bueno, también cursó su carrera de profesora de inglés en la Universidad Adventista del Plata, en Entre Ríos, Argentina. Y después en la UNACH, allí en Chile, cursó el magíster en educación. Les cuento que actualmente vive en la ciudad de Buenos Aires con su esposo Alan, con Andrew y Carolina y sus hijos, y también sus mascotas, muy importante para Amparo, Olivia y Luna. Sí. Así que, bueno, Amparo, muy feliz también de tenerte aquí.
Gracias.
Y trabaja como profesora de inglés en varias escuelas primarias y secundarias. Así que, bueno, de nuevo, bienvenida.
Gracias.
Y ahora vamos a presentar a nuestra invitada también, que está allí desde Mendoza, Argentina. Silvina Enrico es profesora universitaria de inglés, especialista en docencia universitaria, y cuenta con un diploma y certificación internacional para profesores de inglés de negocios de la Cámara de Londres. Bueno, y Silvina tiene mucha experiencia trabajando con casa editora como autora de varios libros de inglés, como Best Friends, la serie English Más, My Time. Así que bueno, trabaja como asesora de los libros didácticos para el idioma inglés, trabaja como profesora de inglés, ya tiene más de 20 años de experiencia. Así que bueno, Silvina, seguramente muchos de ustedes ya la conocen porque ha participado de otras capacitaciones, y actualmente es docente y coordinadora en el Instituto Adventista de Mendoza, y trabaja también como profesora universitaria allí en la Universidad Aconcagua. También está casada con Pablo, tiene 2 hijos, Martín y Camila, y nos dice que siente mucho placer por la docencia y la calidad educativa. Bueno, ¿cómo estás, Silvina? ¿Nos estás escuchando ahí? A ver.
Perfecto, las escucho perfecto, un placer verlos, un placer compartir nuevamente a través de la virtualidad, pero siempre es lindo estar conectados y mantenernos como, más que red, como familia en la educación.
A pesar de la distancia, como pasa en toda familia, ¿no? A pesar de la distancia podemos unirnos y tener este espacio que es muy valioso para todos. Me parece que tanto para los capacitadores que ustedes, y también a los docentes que están del otro lado. Así que, bueno, queríamos tener este espacio y arrancar el año, este año, bueno, que vamos a ver cómo es la educación, ¿no? Sí. Algunos colegios van a volver a las clases, algunos ya volvieron, algunos están trabajando ahí en forma híbrida entre lo online y lo digital, algunos solamente a través de la conexión online. Así que bueno, esta serie también y esta capacitación quizás va a dar algunas herramientas para los profesores que bueno, arrancan con todo el año escolar. Bueno, si les parece, voy a hacer una oración para arrancar, y entonces ya ahí vamos con Silvina y con la primera parte del tema. Querido Padre que estás en el cielo, Señor, muchas gracias por esta tarde que podemos compartir con tantos docentes de diferentes países. Te pedimos una bendición sobre las capacitadoras y sobre cada docente que está conectado, que sobre todas las cosas tú dirijas, Señor, este momento, Señor, y también el nuevo ciclo lectivo que está comenzando. Gracias por tus bendiciones, en el nombre de Jesús. Amén.
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 Muy bien, entonces, Silvina.
Bueno, entonces, Clarisa, ahora vamos a cambiar. Let me welcome all the English teacher, all the kindergarten teacher that will share this workshop that we had prepared for you. So if you allow me, I will share my screen. Just a minute. In order to provide a brief, very brief presentation of the new book that we are launching this year, and that is for kindergarten students. It's called Just Imagine. It's part of the series Just Imagine. Some of you or most of you have already worked with Just Imagine for 5 years old, and this is for 4 years old. So as Larissa said, let me introduce the author, that is Amparo, and I just help there. And let's see a bit about the distribution and the organization of the book. So the book, as I mentioned before, has been especially thought for 4 years olds, and I emphasize on this because we took into account the psychological development of the students, what they are able to do from the point of view as finite motor skills, as well as what they can do with the language and with the second language when learning a second language. Of course, it is contextualized in the integration with faith, teaching, and learning, and that is our main objective and our goal. So this is the chapter overview. We start with a significant content that is a criteria that the publisher has assessed, in this case, that all our chapter overview is introduced through a significant content, something that students are already familiar with. In this case, as you can see, is the first day at school. Activity types. The activities had been designed in order to develop mental, physical, and spiritual powers. And here I would like to underline physical and spiritual powers, because you see a book, but most of the activities suggested to develop physical and spiritual powers are deeply developed in the teacher's guides. So again, we'd ask you to read and to study the teacher's book, because there are a lot of extra activities and suggestions to fulfill the development of the 3 powers, and also social skills that have not been included here. Also to develop thinking and cognitive skills. And of course, this is a book to introduce students to the learning of the second language, in this case, English. So we deal with language skills. The activities have been designed to cater for different learning styles and for multiple intelligences. Even though that most of us are deeply familiar with the theory developed by Gardner about multiple intelligences, remember that Helen White mentioned in her book of education that all the students have different skills and gifts, and all of them have the possibility to develop them. That is extremely related to multiple intelligences theory. So what you can find in the book, whenever you see this icon, is because you will find online resources. The book has plenty of online resources. but the book in itself is divided into 7 topic-based chapters. There are special days, flashcards, and cutouts. As you can see, the outcomes in the last 3 is because most of them students can do some kind of art, and they can cut out the flashcards and play with them, and also work with the cutout section. Well, these are the characters. If you have already worked with Just Imagine for 5 years old, you are familiar with Santiago, Cinnamon, the little pet, and Sol. Throughout the characters, the values, the language, and the target language is developed and taught and introduced in the book. Well, let's see a little bit how each chapter is organized. The overview that I mentioned and I show you at the very beginning is the first thing that you see at the beginning of each chapter. Here, the topic, the target language, the vocabulary, and the values are presented in context through a very short dialogue and a catching song. In all of the overview section, you will find a catchy song to help the students remember, memorize, and practice the language, and not only to acquire vocabulary, but also the English rhythm and pronunciation. Language development, so the target vocabulary and the target language is introduced through different pages with different and challenging activities. The content language is related to the methodology of CLEAR, Content Language Integrated Learning. So you will find this almost at the end of each chapter, and here the English teacher borrows knowledge from core subjects and help the students to name this knowledge in the target language, in this case, English. This is very useful because the students can see everything in a very integrated way, and we help the students to reinforce knowledge that have already been presented in other subjects. The Bible story or the story time, here the language is presented in context, but through stories from the Bible. So as you can see, all our books, the integration of faith and teaching and learning is done horizontally, and then in this section vertically. So we present to our students Jesus, which is our aim. Whenever we are dealing with our materials, we do not have to lose our aim. Our focus is to help the students to meet Jesus and to know and get to know and become familiar with Jesus and his love and the plan of salvation. The last part or the last page of each chapter is related to the review. In the review section, students have the opportunity to review, to recycle, to integrate the target language that has been introduced and developed in the previous lessons. I know that I'm going quite fast, but time is difficult when we have a limited amount. Well, here we will see the whole chapter. This is the overview of the chapter. As you can see, there is a number of each page and the topic, because all the topics or methodology units are topic-based. And you can see the integration of faith and teaching, because here food is not introduced by other issues, but healthy food, what is good for our body, because our body, who is in the Holy Spirit, right? So in the chapter overview, the activities are to develop observation skills, activities to check understanding, and there is a topic-based zone. All these activities, of course, that are deeply explained in the teacher's book. So very briefly, let's see some of the activities. As you can see here, they develop language skills. They learn how to name fruit and vegetables and how to associate the color of the fruit with some colors that have already been introduced in the previous units. To develop fine motor skills, very important because we are working with very little ones. And to develop learning styles and multiple intelligences. As you can see in this type of activity, it's a very logical one to develop logical mathematic skills. Let's move a little forward. This is what I mentioned by content language, and that we deal with content language integrated learning. Unfortunately, I have not the opportunity to interact with the audience, but we can see that we are borrowing knowledge from which subject? Math, because we are helping students to memorize the concept and how to draw the number through the use of the vegetables and fruit. So it deals with core subject, it activates a student's previous knowledge of the world, and it introduces a specific vocabulary. So far, so good. Let me check. This part of the chapter is the story time. Here, the language, the target language is contextualized. As you can see, it's a very, very familiar story for some of our students. It will be new for others. And it's the story of Daniel and his friends when they had to choose to eat healthy food when they were captured and they had to live in the king's palace. So this icon is very important because it means that you have the opportunity to reinforce the values that have been dealt with during the development of the chapter. And the comprehension activities, again, they are suggested in the teacher's book. The review section is to review the target language. And again, this is the last page of each chapter. You will see this icon. It means that there is, or there are, online resources. In all of the chapters, you will find the icon to download worksheet from our website. And these are full color, so you can ask students' parents to download them, or maybe you can ask the principal of the school to download that for your students. What is important is that the book, it doesn't include a workbook because of the amount of hours and because you need your students to play with the language. And this part of the methodology will be in charge of Amparo, who will lead the workshop. So we need time in the class to have our students play with the language, to let them the opportunity to speak, right? So those worksheets can be for advanced students or to do or complete at home. There are online games. These games you will find every 2 chapters, there is a game in which students will have the opportunity to associate picture and the word, but they will hear the sound. The word will not be written because they are very, very little ones. And you will also find storytelling cards that I will explain them later on. All the chapters have tests, and the tests can be downloaded from our website. They are for free. Wow. In the appendix, you will see special days, cutouts, and flashcards. Students will have the flashcards and they will have the possibility to cut out the pictures. So in the teacher's book, there are a lot of extra activities suggested to use the flashcards in the way that they can use it as language games. Okay, so our digital content, how can we have access to it? Is acceseducacion.com. You will have to look for the name of the book. You click there and then you click your scroll over the book. You click there and you will have display all the resources that this book has in the website. Let's see some of them. So you will have all the audio tracks, the songs, and also the playbacks if you would like to have your students sing in class or for special occasions or for open classes. Here you have the flashcards. These are the teachers' flashcards, so you can download them and print them, or you can use them in your computer and project them in the data show, for example, using the data show. And some of the games. The test, and there is something that I would like to explain as regard the test. Some of the activities, they say, listen to the teacher. So in the teacher's book, you will find suggestions for teachers during the test, because the students and also you need to assess your students according to the way you taught them and according to their needs. You will not find a listening track for the listening activities. Students are going to listen to their teachers. Here you have the worksheets and the storytelling cards. The storytelling cards can be printed. This is for the teacher, and they see language in context. You can create a special atmosphere. This workshop is not to develop the storytelling techniques, but is for you to know and to research about this technique, especially loved by kindergarten students. Another thing that is brand new is the PPT slides. As all of us are facing this new kind of teaching techniques, virtual teaching techniques. So Casa Editora, ACES, has prepared slides with the design of the book. So you can use this PPT presentation to introduce the book, to introduce topics, to explain, to use them to prepare your class presentation or your class lesson, and then to produce your own recordings, your own videos using the slides that you have. There you have not only the slides, but also You can play with the different icons, with characters. There are a lot of pictures there that you can play with. And of course, you have the teacher's book. In the teacher's book, you will have a deeply explanation of each lesson with your chapters, the target language, with warming up activities, fully developed lessons, extra activities, roundup activities, and each lesson is accompanied by the miniature of the student's book. So if you print or if you download the teacher's book, you will have a miniature of the student's book next to the teacher's note. And the last one, but not the least one, to have your students sing in class is the videos to practice karaoke with your students, to do some kind of karaoke. So let's see if I'm lucky enough and internet is with me. I don't know. Okay, I think that I will suffer. Okay, I cannot do it. I don't know why, but Larissa then will introduce to that. Well, I cannot do it. So then I will ask Larissa some kind of help with this. Well, that's all for me. Thank you very much. Sorry to run with the book presentation, but I would like to give the rest of the time to Amparo, who is willing to share all her knowledge with the rest of the teachers. So Amparo, thank you for being with us, and thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Thank you, Larissa and Silvina, for your presentation and introduction in this afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for being here with me today. It's a pleasure to be with you. And we're going to start saying hello, yes? So we are going to sing that song. Vamos a buscar el track número 2. And we're going to sing this song, okay? And that will be one of the most important, okay, from our daily days, okay? You are going to sing with me if you know it. If not, you are going to learn it, okay? Let's start.
Track 21, Chapter 4, Toys, page 35, Activity 5, Cut, do the puzzle, and glue. Then listen.
Track es el 02. 021.
Track 24, Chapter 5, Healthy Food. Track 25, Chapter 5, Healthy Food.
No. Well, while we are waiting for the song, we are going to explain the workshop today, yes? So, pay attention to the title I brought for you today. This is Imagine Globally and Work Locally. The idea and the aim of this book is to work in that way. We're going to start with this. Now, let's try and sing.
Saul and Santiago are greeting each other.
That's a storytelling.
Hello,
Sorry.
Santiago.
Okay, no problem. We are have to reorganize the tracks. Well, I was saying that we have to think about imagine globally and working locally. If you read this you can see the RIF ways of learning, yes, plus the methodology of action, that is real, easy, and flexible. We can call them tools if you want, and we're going to work with them throughout all the activities in Just Imagine 4 and 5, and we're going to squeeze, okay, the activities in this way. We're going to see the first one. First of all, I want to share with you that, and I think you know that too, that childhood, it's a very special moment in life. It is a real time, it is an easy time, and it is a flexible time to live, and of course to have a lot of imagination, and that imagination takes off. We as teachers can take advantage of that, okay, in our time. And when I say our time, I'm talking about our time in the classroom. And that time in the classroom is so great because we can be inspired to use that for independence, helping students to prepare for school, for life, and as Silvina said, for our aim, that is the eternal life. Well, what about the RIF ways of learning, or the RIF tools of learning related with this time, this precious time? First of all, I want to say that we as educators try to have or give a rich environment to students. Also, we try to have good materials to share, okay, so we can see how skills and different intelligences in students can be developed. Well, with these RIF ways of learning, we are giving good alternatives, easy alternatives, and flexible alternatives for this for the time we have in the classroom, inside the classroom. Let's see, if I say real, I'm talking about real life, okay? And when I say real life, I'm saying that we have to practice it. The idea of the first song was to do that, okay? To practice this song and see what is happening with the child at that moment. Maybe we can share a picture, okay? We can share a picture, una foto, vamos a ver si la podemos ver, and through that picture we can say a lot of things. My idea was to brought a portable tent, okay, a portable tent or a mobile tent. I bought it in Paraguay, well, and I love it. This is part of my school stuff, okay, and I will share with you today. And with that tent, I used to place it on a rug or maybe on a pad, depending on what you have inside the classroom. So maybe you can use it, maybe you have a similar one, and we can introduce, okay, real life. Why real life? Because we are going to introduce, for example, Hello Song, okay, la canción de Hello, a ver si la tratamos de encontrar. Yo la tengo anotada acá, por ahí me voy al castellano para ayudar a todo el equipo que está trabajando conmigo, que sería el track, creo que es 021, si no me equivoco. And with that portable tent and the song, we can introduce real life, okay, and real activities inside the classroom. Let's see. And yeah, we're going to sing it, okay? Say hello, hello, say hello, hey, hey, low, low, hello, 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 say hello, hey, hey, low, low, hello, thank you for sharing with me this song. We're going to use it a lot. And in that portable tent, we're going to introduce, real stuff and real activities from our book. In this case, we are going to introduce greeting. And I want to share with you some brief ways of learning in Just Imagine activities, The first one that we were sharing was creating an atmosphere of respect for others' opinions, beliefs, and cultural diversity. We were sharing greetings. In the middle of the slide, depending on my left, on the left, we have that picture is about bye, but you have the other one that Silvina showed before that is about hello. That activities that we have inside the book are sharing an atmosphere of respect for others' opinion, saying hello. We can. I have it here at the beginning. We can see Sol. We can see Santiago. Saying hello to the teacher. Well, another example I want to share with you about creating an atmosphere of respect is the storytelling. Vamos a compartir con ustedes el storytelling. Sería el 1. That means move right and move left, We are going to share here movement, how do you say, respect of waiting, Maybe to have the patient, yes? Well, we're going to listen at it.
Storytelling. Move right and move left.
So,
Hello, Santiago.
Hello, Sol.
Look, this is my right hand. Touch yours.
Look, this is my left hand. Touch yours.
Now let's move right.
Wow, let's move left. It is funny.
Make a happy face, Santiago.
Make a happy face too, Sol. Wow, look, Sol. The clouds are moving right, left, right, left.
Track.
Thank you. Did you follow me? Did you follow me? Because I was giving mime when we were listening to the storytelling, We were creating an atmosphere of respect. I was trying to say today that we can use that respect in different situations throughout the activities from Just Imagine 4 and 5. Here we have the just practicing a great value that is to be patient, And here we are, Santiago, look, the clouds are moving right, the clouds are moving left, and we move our body, our hands, we make the expressions, we mime when we listen and when we try to expound, and to teach what we have to teach. There is another example of the real ways of learning that Just Imagine have. Here the phonetics is very important because we are talking about not just intellectual way of phonetics. I want to use it like this is not just to speak English, but to move English, to breathe English, to live English with the students, because we are producing more than the real activity, that the concrete activity. We used to use the forma actoral o ser actores. We have to use the mime to introduce that atmosphere of respect with others. Well, I want to share with you, and I brought to you too a puzzle, a puzzle that is related with sharing too. That is track 21. el track 21, I'm showing you the pictures there. Vamos a esperar un ratito a que se llegue. Ahí es activity 35. It says cut the puzzle and glue, then listen and sing, okay? And use the cutouts. We are going to listen it. To listen
21.
To it.
Chapter 4. Toys. Page 35. Activity 5. Cut, do the puzzle, and glue.
Toys, 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 look at the toys. Some are mine, some are yours. Balls, cars, planes and kites. Some are yours, some are mine. Look at the teddy bear. Now let's play and share.
Bien. Good here. I forgot I had a teddy bear ready for you to show you today, and I forgot. I'm so sad because of that. But the idea is to have some toys and share, okay? And share with students and create that atmosphere of respect. Well, now, what about cultural diversity? I was thinking that one of the cultural diversity that we have is related to food, okay? We introduce in Just Imagine 4 and 5 healthy food, okay? I was thinking about Ecuador. I have a friend there, Ana, and I called her yesterday and I said, Ana, help me with some information about food from there. And I have here arepas, green bananas, sancochos, creo que lo dije bien, made of chicken or beans or lentils. From Colombia, Rubén, que está viviendo ahora en Chile, pero que él es de Colombia, me estuvo compartiendo bandeja paisa, cocido boyacense, creo que lo dije bien, arroz con coco, jugo de maracuyá. We have Chile. I love mote con huesillo, pebre, pastel de choclo. I can say Bolivia, for example, that we have buñuelos con api, quinoa, avena con leche. Me estoy viniendo más abajo y estoy pensando en Paraguay, estoy pensando en sopa paraguaya, chipá en bocá, chipá en cuerito. Son las que he probado. En Uruguay, torta frita, bizcocho, quesos, y Argentina, ¿por qué no decir facturas o un locro? ¿Por qué menciono toda esta lista? Because we are going to talk about cultural diversity and we have to share that with students when we present healthy food. We are going to present healthy food and we are going to listen to a track in some minutes, and that healthy food is related with fruits and vegetables. But we can work with them, with our culture, with our place, with our city, if we live near the mountain in Ecuador, if we live near the sea in Ecuador, if we live maybe in the countryside, if we live in the city, we can share healthy food in real life. And then we can add more information. That is the one we have to share. That is to teach. That is healthy food. Let's see. Let's listen to song track 25, colorful food song, track 25. And here we are going to see the mime too. Okay.
Track 25. Chapter 5. Healthy Food. Page 41. Activity 3. Match and color. Then listen and sing.
Colorful fruit.
We're going to talk about food and colors, yes? Let's listen to it.
Colorful fruit, do-ba-dee-da.
well, if you think about Argentina, Uruguay, and maybe Chile, we can say, well, but the pear is green. Maybe we can say yellow. Or there in Ecuador, we can say we have green bananas. You change, you imagine globally, and you work locally. We are going to share track 24, que me lo salteé. El track 24, vamos a pedir. That is about healthy food. Here we are going to mention them, and we are going to repeat the words, okay? Teaching diversity, cultural diversity.
Track 24, Chapter 5, Healthy Food. Page 39, Activity 1. Listen and point, then sing.
Fruit and vegetables.
This one is a very nice song, okay? You sing with me.
Banana, apple and pear. Banana, apple and pear. Fruit, fruit, fruit. Good for you, good for me. Banana, apple and pear. Banana, apple and pear. Look, point and repeat. Banana, apple and pear. Good for you, good for me.
Now vegetables.
Carrot, potato and pepper. Carrot, potato and pepper. Vegetables,
Vegetables.
some vegetables. Good for you, good for me. Carrot, potato and pepper. Carrot, potato and pepper. Look, point and repeat. Carrot, potato and pepper. Good for you, good for me. Fruit and vegetables. Good for you, good for me.
Yeah, this is another example of sharing cultural diversity, okay? Working with the real, easy, and flexible ways of learning. We share information about our food we have there, in the countries we live, in the places we live, okay? And we also share and we teach what we have to teach. In this case, that is healthy food, fruit and vegetables. And we use that atmosphere of respect too, okay? And others' opinions, beliefs. Okay, now what about creating authentic social environment to prepare students for the world now? Well, this is a nice concept, and in Just Imagine 5 we have a lot of examples to work with. I'm thinking about Independence Day. I brought for you here special days. Just Imagine 5 have a section that is special days. We have, I want to show you, and that is there on the slide at the bottom on the left. We have Earth Day. We have in the middle the World Water Day, okay? And we can use them and we can work with them with other teachers, maybe the computing teacher, maybe the music teacher, maybe the art teacher. We can ask them to work together, okay, to work in a collaborative way, collective way, an active way, okay? We call here in Argentina efemérides, okay? Efemérides son como días en el cual se recuerda algo especial, ¿ok? O que se quiere parar y destacar eso. Well, take advantage of this and use it and work it with others, integrating and working collaboratively. Well, here I brought some examples. Let's see. We have the World Water Day, the Earth Day, as I told you before, the Animals Day, okay? We have another one that I brought the picture. Let me see. here, the happy Easter time. At the top, okay, on the left from the slide, we have the Easter time. This is very important because we used to have in other books rabbits and eggs, okay, but we believe that happy Easter, it's a different time for us, okay, and so we try to do that activity to remember that Jesus died for us and is with us now, okay? So we are creating authentic social environment to prepare students for the world now, and we are promoting a critical view of reality. Yes, all this is touched by spiritual values, okay? You have in the context section, we have the values there, but I will mention some of them from Just Imagine 4 and Just Imagine 5. Be polite, be grateful, being respectful, taking care of pets. All these generate change by changing yourself. Okay, so closing up or to conclude, we can say that experiential ways of learning, ways of learning and methodology of action can give us good tools, okay, to work with our activities. And I want to share with you this phrase: la palabra convence, pero el ejemplo arrastra. Okay, words convince, for example, drugs. We can work a lot, we can repeat a lot, we can teach a lot, but if we don't use our example, okay, if we don't teach with our example, we can't accomplish our goals, okay? So let's see in the second part of the workshop, okay, some other ideas, okay, and concepts to support how to develop our activities from Just Imagine 4 and 5. Let's go.
Say hello, hello, say hello, he, he, lo, lo, hello, 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 say hello, he, he, lo, lo, hello, hello.
En un minuto, imagínate un sistema de enseñanza moderno, innovador, original, completo y online. Imagínate un ambiente que ya conectó a más de 200.000 alumnos, casi 12.000 profesores, 10.000 grupos clase y 350 escuelas. Imagínate un área para 250.000 exámenes, más de 1 millón de actividades y 2 millones de clases. Imagínate un portal con 150.000 accesos por hora, 3 millones y medio de accesos por día y 1.000 millones de accesos hasta ahora. Es cierto, es demasiada información y casi no alcanza el tiempo para contar todo. Ahora tu colegio, los alumnos y sus profesores son parte de esta revolución educativa con la mayor plataforma de enseñanza disponible, a cualquier hora y en cualquier lugar. Redefinimos la educación.
dear teachers, teach with your example, okay? Teach with your example, and so you can accomplish your goals. We were doing that, and we were saying that, okay, before the break. We are going to listen to this track. You can sing it with me.
Say hello, hello, say hello, hey, hey, low, low, hello, 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 say hello, hey, hey, low, low, hello, hello.
Why did I do that again? Because we are starting a new class, and because I'm teaching to you with my example. If I'm saying to you that we have to start creating an atmosphere of respect, we have to show, okay, what we are teaching, okay? So if we start teaching hello, we have to sing hello song, we have to greet, okay, in every classroom, and that's why we were singing the song again. Yes, Kim Sin-hong, he's a Korean teacher, and he used to share with me this, okay, what Tao Te Ching says to us. Let's read it all together. Let's acknowledge what we know and what we don't know, okay? The ancient masters didn't try to educate the people, but kindly taught them to not know. When they think that they know the answers, people are difficult to guide. When they recognize that they don't know, people can find their own way. I invite you and I encourage you to find your own way. You have methodologies, you have a great book, you have time, you have your precious time inside the classroom. You have your culture, okay, your cultural diversity. You have your, maybe your points of view, why not? But you have to find your own way to add, okay, to be open to new alternatives, to new ways of teaching English, okay? In this case, with RIF ways of learning and methodology of action. Let's move to some concepts, okay, about methodology of action, okay, and that works together with experiential learning. Well, real life, we were talking about this, okay. We teach English, okay, in real life, practicing it. That's all. We have to practice it so we can teach with real life. Yes. Arisa Camiloni, okay, says, you don't learn just for being in the classroom, okay? And here, in this concept that Alisa Camiloni is sharing with us, I want to share some places that we can't have our classes, our experiential classes with kids, with students. I wrote here on the playground, could be the front or the backyard at school, also inside a Zoom. Sometimes we have schools that have a big place, okay, to meet, maybe on the sidewalk, okay, or going to a square near school, maybe in student houses, why not, because we were working a lot with COVID situation, yeah, and we were working in different places, not just for being in the classroom, okay? What I add in red there, it says I touch your arm or see as I see. You have all this information on the handbook, okay, that you will receive later, and also you have a bibliography, okay, where you can find the books. But Russell is, I will say it in Spanish, es un autor que trabaja con lo que nosotros llamamos la matutina, ¿sí? Pero este autor trabaja la matutina de una forma tan bella, tan distinta a lo que solemos tener, ya que él trabaja cada día, los 365 días del año, hablando del carácter de Dios y cómo el carácter de Dios de ese día que toca puede ser aprovechado por nosotros y se puede trabajar en nuestra vida personal, espiritual y en el trabajo. Entonces, en cada ítem que yo estoy colocando ahora de los conceptos que vamos a ver, ya sea tanto de educadores, psicólogos, neurólogos, además agregué el aporte de Russell, okay? And so in the first example we have real life, learning with real life. He says, I touch your arm, okay? And see as I see. When he's adding this information to he's talking about God, he make a summary, okay, from that day, and he give like a moral. And from September and from June, he was talking about learning not just inside the classroom, okay? And God says, see as I see, que veamos al alumno como Dios lo ve, okay? Y él habla de este toque gentil en el rostro del niño, ¿okay? En el rostro del niño, en el aprendizaje de la vida real del niño. Por eso lo uní al primer concepto, que también lo estuvimos desarrollando en la primera parte. Well, then we have the student personal development. Here we have a Goldman, yes? Goldman teach us and give us the concept of to form happy beings, to form happy beings. Here it says that we have to enjoy and teach one student at a time, okay? We have to respect the student's rhythm, okay, of learning, and we will teach to form happy beings, okay? And Russell adds the idea of learn of me, okay, aprender de Dios sería, and teachers are to point the way to me, to point the way to me. Acá voy a ir mezclando porque me fascina mucho lo que Russell dice sobre la Biblia, sobre Dios y cómo está mezclado cada concepto que vamos a compartir hoy de la metodología de acción y de estas formas de aprendizaje, de herramientas que estamos haciendo con el libro de Just Imagine, porque realmente estamos enfocando nuestra mirada en Jesús. Okay. Some examples from Just Imagine 4 and Just Imagine 5. Well, we have, according to this one, okay, according to the student personal development, we have greeting in real situations, okay. We have naming parts of the body, identifying family members, how they do that, how we teach that to form happy beings. Also identifying toys, expressing possession, identifying primary colors. In all these examples, we can teach this vocabulary, different structures, but with the focus on teach that to form happy beings. In Just Imagine 5, I've brought to you some examples like expressing likes and dislikes, describing pets in Chapter 5, identifying different type of weather, okay, in Chapter 6. Well, what about Facundo Manes? Facundo Manes is a neurologist, and he works with the hemisphere, the brain hemispheres, okay? And he says that the brain is social. Here the concept is to create and integrate vision about education, okay? To working with both sides of the brain. By Facundo Manes, we have some clues, okay? And I know that you use them a lot, okay? One of them is optimal learning could be 5 to 7 minutes. I'm going to explain this. Then to apply what they learn, then use graphic organizers and pictures, and then use short cycle challenge and feedback. Well, in the first clue, I want to share with you that in 1917, Christian Buren, a French professor, okay, a teacher, he was teaching us about this section, okay, use optimal learning, okay, time, use optimal learning time. And he was giving us some examples, and I was shocked about what he was saying, and I will say it in Spanish. Van a usar el tiempo óptimo, ¿sí?, para enseñar algo en el aula de acuerdo a la edad que tenga el alumno. Entonces todos nos quedamos así como, ¿qué es eso? Entonces él dijo, bueno, si trabajamos con chicos de 5 años, y yo tengo una clase de 20 minutos, media hora, lo que va a quedar de lo que el alumno aprenda ese día va a ser de 5 minutos. Realmente me quedé como de una sola pieza, ¿no? Porque dije, bueno, ¿y el resto de los minutos qué le quedará? Bueno, él dijo, en primaria, si tengo un alumno que tiene, por ejemplo, 11 años, de toda la clase que yo pueda dar, no importa la materia en este caso, él estaba hablando de francés, nosotros por supuesto lo trabajamos en el inglés, pero él dijo, de un alumno de 11 años, 11 minutos, él va a retener esa información y se la va a quedar para él. Use optimal learning time. So I was thinking, okay, and I was wondering, okay, we have to be flexible. We have to use real time. We have to use easy activities, okay? So we can work with both brain sides, okay? Mani says that the student has a social brain, okay? Well, and when I work with these clues that I mentioned before, use optimal learning time, apply what they learn, use graphing organizers and pictures, okay, use short cycle challenge and feedback, we keep the attention of the child, of the student, of the person, of the social person child, and we work with feedback too, okay? And we keep the attention, and we produce that learning that the student is going to achieve. Russell shared here, keep close. That was July, last July, and he was talking about think, act, and live in my presence, ¿sí? Hablando de pensar, actuar y vivir en la presencia de Jesús, usando los hemisferios, ya sea derechos e izquierdos del cerebro. I brought some examples for you from Just Imagine 5 and Just Imagine 4, the special days we were saying today, storytelling that they are so good, and the web activities. We have games. I don't know if you played them. I did. I played a lot. I used to play them. I used to listen to the songs. I used to listen to the storytelling. Okay, I am like a kid. I love learning those ways of tools, those activities, and I enjoy them. Okay, so we have to think, act, and live in Jesus' presence using Just Imagine activities. Then we have Rolando Pinto Contreras, the teacher as a searcher, he says, and a person who takes roles. It goes further than the cognitive aspect, okay? We are not just teaching cognitive things. We are focusing on the physical, emotional, and spiritual ways to form a whole being, okay? Esto lo tenemos en la visión, en la misión, ¿okay? En todo lo que tenemos en los carteles en los colegios. Es hermoso porque trabajamos con el ser como una persona íntegra, y creo que en esto Russell lo menciona como spend. Fíjense que yo agregué ahí spend en November y wonders, see wonders en December. That means give, give and give, okay? I spend time giving everything for my students, okay? Not just the cognitive aspect, the physical, the emotional and the spiritual one. Well, let's see, I have another example that is development in relation to with myself, with society and with the planet. I can find it now, wait a second. No. Well, we will see. That is development in relation with myself, with society and with the planet. And here Carmen Cabestany, okay, says that students are unique and unrepeatable students, but at the same time they are intrinsically related with society. That's why we are working with methodology of action, because they live that we were and we are teaching to a person, but it's not only a person, it's a person who lives with others, who shares with others, who shares, a person who shares things with me, with students that share things with their partners. So we are talking about a person with the relation with himself, with society, and with the planet. Okay, here, Carmen Cabestany, and Russell talks about or adds, okay, to Carmen Cabestany, low ambitions. Okay, he says in La Matutina, and when he okay, you can ask me, okay, but what is the relationship between low ambitions and development in relation to with him, me, myself, society, and with the planet, Amparo? Okay, he's saying that we have to give the next step. Okay, we have to have low ambitions, but having low ambitions will allow us to move on. Okay, to have we will have new alternatives to choose, and you will give the next step, okay, and work with this direction, not just teaching language to a student, teaching a language to a person, to a social person, yes. I brought some examples from Just Imagine 4 and 5, and I made like a example game. Did you see, or in this case now, do you see that you have learned to, and you have like a jumble word? Well, we are going to reorder it, okay? Maybe you can guess it. Learn to, say hello, say bye, learn to greet, okay? We are working with a student. That student is working with himself, with society, and with the planet. When we talk about describe in Just Imagine 5 and Just Imagine 4, we describe feelings. We were and we are teaching a language with this direction, with myself, with society, and with the planet. Talk about healthy food, okay? I love this unit. We are teaching in this direction in Just Imagine activities, through all the activities, okay? With myself, with society, with the planet, and go on. Respect pets and holidays, okay? Well, what about history related to experience? Related to experiential education and a methodology of action. on your handbook you have all the names of the important educators that were working with this concept, with this supporting, okay, these ideas. And we can talk about Kolb, 1939. Okay, he was talking about a concrete experience. Okay, with reflective observation. Then we pass to Curtis Kelly, okay, that hold the theory of Kolb. Then we go to Zorrilla and Ruiz. Then we go to Lopez Almoran, and we arrive to Philippe Merieux. Okay, the concept is that the teacher is the educator who makes immerse in each student the desire to learn. Okay, it is a new type of the relationship with knowledge. It's not just teaching because I'm teaching. Okay, it's because I am giving that time, that energy. I'm enjoying what I'm saying, what I'm teaching. And in that way, you make like a special, okay, place for that child, for that student, and that person has a desire to learn, okay, to learn more, okay. And there is a new type of relationship with knowledge, okay. We arrive to this conclusion, or we are glad of reading this, because we can say that we, as teacher, can share more than a word, okay, than a language. We can share our life with them. Well, what about the last part I want to share with you is with Christian Puren. He's a French professor, okay, from France, okay, and I want to share with you the methodology of action, but from the teacher side, okay. And he says that the educator works as a searcher, okay, as a searcher, and takes roles. And also, he adds that the methodology of action from the student side is like useful. It is like a useful place to learn. Okay, what I want to say is that from the student side, methodology of action is that person that is social has a special place to learn. In this case, English language, and that special place is our classroom. And okay, you can say, well, Amparo, it's our classroom because we used to go to school, we used to have our room, okay, our class, we used to have our space. But with the COVID situation, we have different points of view of how to teach, of how to adapt, okay, all the content, how to arrive to students, how to make them work. Yeah, but with brief ways of learning, we can do that at home too. We did it last year, okay? We were working with Just Imagine 5. We were enjoying songs. We were doing the games, okay? We were working with the book. We were asking students to use the cutouts, to use a special space, to work with students, with computing teachers, with music teachers. We were trying to work together, to push, okay, the idea of that we can do that too, okay, no matter if it is in the classroom or not, okay. It was in students' houses, but as it is a real, easy and flexible way of learning, we can learn English at home too, okay. Well, and from the perspective of Christian Puren, I was saying that students interact with the environment to build knowledge, okay? Students can interact with the environment to build knowledge at home, inside the classroom, okay? I don't know, on the sidewalk, near the square, wherever they are, okay? And we too, I mean, and us as teachers too, yes? Also, Puren says that methodology of action gives advantage of the senses, okay, of the 5 senses we have. And Just Imagine 5 and 4 work a lot with senses. If you go to the teacher's guide, okay, the teacher's book, you have a lot of extra activities. And there, in those extra activities, you have lots of activities with senses, okay? For example, today during the morning was raining a lot here, okay? And I was thinking that if I were at school, okay, and if I were at school, I were teaching students to touch the rain, to feel the rain, okay? And maybe to sing the song too about weather. Yeah, we have to use real situations and to teach contents in those real, easy and flexible situations we can have, okay, in real life. And the methodology of action, and in this case, Puren is saying to us, okay, is telling us, you have to use them, you have to use the senses, okay, to feel real, easy and flexible ways of learning. Also, I want to share with you some notable aspects about methodology of action by Christian Puren, Zorrilla de Ruiz, and Suarez. And if you see and read with me, I will say it in Spanish, yo lo escribí como en ámbito, así lo conocemos, ¿sí? Y vemos cómo el ámbito pasó de un lado al otro. Y lo quiero contar antes de que después pasemos a algún espacio de preguntas. Y quiero que vean con atención acá. Hemos estudiado tanto sobre las approaches, un montón, y me van a decir algunos que sí, otros que no. Pero hemos pasado de esto del ámbito educacional y personal, donde estaba toda la parte de explanation, ¿ok? Luego lo pasamos al ámbito personal y público. Ya era algo más de interaction, mediation, toda la parte de communication, ¿ok? Después nos fuimos como, no sé si decir creciendo, pero acercándonos más a todo lo que era el ámbito público, ¿ok? The public. And being partners with, siendo partícipes, siendo parte de, ya no era un ámbito educacional y personal, tampoco era solo personal y público, ya era un poco más. Y ahora era llegar a la parte del público, el ámbito público, educativo y profesional. El act with others. Y acá, en este punto, estamos nosotros. We work with all of them, okay? Maybe we work with some of them, but with methodology of action and RIF ways of learning, we work with students as a person, as a social person, okay? Acting, okay? Sharing, living, and Puren call it as a micro meeting. Micro meeting is like a classroom, but with that inside that classroom you have all social experiences. And I will say it in Spanish. Si yo me pongo a pensar hoy qué tengo en mi clase con los niños que yo tengo, pueden ser pocos o muchos, ¿qué tengo en clase hoy más allá de un estudiante? Tengo vivencias, tengo carencias, tengo cosas ricas, cosas no tantas, no tan buenas, tengo experiencias, tengo tristezas, tengo alegrías, ¿ok? Puedo encontrar comunicación como no, puedo encontrar chicos muy solitarios. Entonces, I have to work with with students like a social person, because we are social, our brain is social. Okay, we work in that way. We don't work separately. We work in this way or in this way or in that way. No, no, no. We work like making a balance. Okay. Well, and I call them the micro-social classroom. Okay, I changed the micro meeting. What Purin, the French professor, was saying to us in 1917. I say, okay, I need your permission to change the word. Okay, and I call them the micro-social classroom because I think that we are social, and we have our social moment inside our classroom to teach English in a real, easy and flexible ways of learning. We have a lot to do, okay, this year. We have a lot of tools, okay? We have skills to develop. We have a lot of material to work. And so I invite you to be ready, okay, to enjoy. Don't worry about what people says if you are working with new strategies, or maybe you are trying to adapt new strategies. Be open, listen to your to your students, listen to what they want to say, pay attention, work with a flexible time, work with 5-10 minutes, work with breaks, drink water with them, okay? Use the pictures, okay, to break the ice. Use the portable tent. Use the food you have there to introduce healthy food, okay? If you are walking, I don't know, to a supermarket and you see some kind of birds that you have there, use those birds to teach pets. You have to use real life to introduce new material, okay? Because they are social and we are social, okay? We are social ones. Well, I'm so glad you are with me and with Silvina today to listen, okay? To listen, to be open, okay? To organize your mind, to see what you can do, to try to reorganize what you teach in the way you teach, and what you can do in a different way for this year, okay? I hope you can enjoy Just Imagine, okay, in the way I do. I love it. I love the songs. I love the videos. I love everything. I'm in love with Just Imagine, and I hope you can find that way, okay? Find ways of learning and see how methodology of action can help you, okay? Maybe in a way, maybe in another way, but you can add it, okay, step by step, maybe day by day, and you can enjoy your English classes, okay, with your students. Well, we are going to, with Silvina now, we're going to see her again, and I'm so glad you were ready to listen to me today, and thank you for your time. Okay, Silvina, are you with us?
Yes, I am. Thank you very much, Amparo, for your work, for the workshop, for all the passion that you have when sharing your knowledge, your experience. And I would like to emphasize and to invite the teachers. Teaching is not just a profession. It's a way of making art, and I'm using the verb making and not doing art, because doing art is related to techniques, and making art is more creating, looking for, searching, seeking for new techniques, different ways to approach our students, to make them love what we love. And as Amparo mentioned before, we are not technicians. We are teachers. We love what we do, as the way we love doing these materials. You love what you do. And during the 2020, you have acquired a lot of knowledge all of the sudden, because you have to use different technologies, different software. And now we are inviting you to use another methodology, a different strategy. And we have to open our minds and to start not improvising our classes, to continue studying, to continue searching for the best of our practice, and to do good during the teaching experience that we share with our students. And again, remember that we have a mission, that we can use different techniques, different strategies, different methods, but our goal and our aim is to pay attention to every single child, which is pure goal for our Lord, and to work towards them, to work with them, and to work for them, and to let the little ones and their family to know about Jesus' love. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for everything that you have done during the COVID situation in the 2020. We know that you have worked a lot. We will try to continue improving and to fulfill everything that you need in order to provide you better tools for your classes in these different kind of environments that we have to deal with. In class, through virtual education. So we are working for you, with you, and thank you for all the feedback that you provide. Ahora sí voy a cambiar al español y le voy a dar el paso a Larisa. No sé si ha quedado alguna pregunta. No he visto en el chat en vivo. De todos modos, ahora Larisa le doy la bienvenida para hacer el cierre. Si hay alguna duda o algún temita, algo que les gustaría consultarnos, estamos dispuestas al diálogo. No sé, Larisa, si me estás escuchando.
Aquí estoy, sí, Silvina, exactamente. Bueno, en este momento vamos a dejar algunos minutitos para responder a posibles preguntas, pero también quiero leer saludos, porque hemos tenido muchos saludos, así que voy a dedicar algunos segunditos para leer lo que fueron dejando, ¿sí? Karen, que nos acompaña desde Bolivia, el Colegio Adventista Elena de White de Santa Cruz, también desde Entre Ríos, General Galarza, Alicia, que se suma. También tenemos a Gerland, que está conectado desde Santa Cruz, Bolivia. Tenemos a docente, a Fabiola, que está conectada desde Santa Rosa, La Pampa. Allí mandaba saluditos. También Moni, que se conectaba desde Resistencia Chaco. Así que vemos que desde diferentes lugares de Argentina y también otros países, por supuesto. Gente, docentes de Santa Fe como Melina. Tenemos a la profe de inglés del IAFO, del Instituto Adventista Formosa, conectada. A Romina desde Libertado San Martín, Entre Ríos. También tenemos a otros docentes del Colegio Adventista Elena de White en Santa Cruz, Bolivia. También aquí al ladito nuestro del IAF, el Instituto Adventista Florida. Desde Paysandú, Uruguay, Milagro está conectada. Así que bueno, hemos recibido a varias personas. También tenemos a la profesora Jimena desde Santiago de Chile, allí. También Pablo Luque también estuvo y mandó saluditos allí para Amparo. Bueno, ¿qué más? A ver. Saluditos desde Miraflores, también el colegio allí presentes. Nos habían pedido cuál era la clave de la guía docente, así que yo voy a pedir a nuestra compañera Stephanie, que está allí ayudándonos en el chat, que vuelva por las dudas a colocar la clave de la guía docente. Y a ver qué más. Tenemos a docentes de Perú, Raquel allí de Fernando Estal, el colegio, está presente. Bueno, Silvina, que mientras te escuchaba Amparo también iba dejando sus saluditos, mandaba sus cariños a todas las asesoras y asesores que estuvieron trabajando en este libro especialmente. Así que bueno, gracias por el gran trabajo del Consejo Asesor. Saludos desde Perú, Puerto Maldonado. Y aquí María del Carmen nos hace la pregunta si vamos a hacer alguna capacitación sobre libros de inglés, pero de nivel primario. Y les decimos que en esta oportunidad no vamos a hacer de nivel primario. Ya hemos hecho, están grabadas en la página web de Haces Educación. Sí tenemos el miércoles por la mañana la capacitación de inglés específicamente, pero para nivel medio, nivel secundario, ¿sí? Así que ahora le vamos a colocar también en el chat un link de la página de Haces Educación, donde van a encontrar todo el listado de capacitaciones de esta semana con los horarios tanto de Argentina y el resto de los países, por supuesto, Bolivia, Uruguay, Chile, Paraguay, Perú, Ecuador. Así que ustedes estén atentos, ahí vamos a colocar este link. Por si también tienen algún colega docente que enseñe alguna otra materia escolar y quieren que participen, pueden hacer la invitación, allí vamos a dejar el link con esta información. Bueno, creo que por aquí podemos ir cerrando porque no hemos tenido más preguntitas. Les dan muchas gracias, acá estoy viendo agradecimientos, así que bueno, creo que todo ha quedado muy clara la información, tanto la que dio Amparo, la que dio Silvina, allí que la estamos viendo en la pantalla. Así que les agradezco a las dos por acompañarnos. Gracias. Y Silvina ahí está levantando. ¿Quiere decir algo? Sí.
Realmente me quedé con el cierre de Amparo, de la invitación, y me olvidé de recordarles el booklet o el handbook que se preparó. Está disponible en la descripción de la dirección de YouTube, se puede descargar. Ahí es un detalle de lo presentado por Amparo. Y una cosita con respecto a las claves que las está aclarando, se están aclarando por el chat, es que, por ejemplo, en el caso de los exámenes, de los tests, también van a tener que incluir una clave, porque esos son exclusivos para los docentes, que los puedan descargar los docentes. No así, por ejemplo, las worksheets o las storytelling, que necesitamos tal vez que el papá las imprima para que los tengan cada alumno individual, ¿no? Pero sí, en el caso de los exámenes y las guías docentes tienen clave por la resolución de ejercicios.
Así es, muy buena
clase. Muchas gracias.
Silvina. No, gracias a vos. Como decía Silvina, allí en la descripción que ustedes están viendo del canal de YouTube van a encontrar un link con lo que fue presentado por Amparo, un resumen, así que allí lo pueden descargar en forma gratuita. Así que bueno, cualquier duda que tengan sobre esta capacitación nos pueden escribir a nuestro Facebook por mensaje privado, Haces Educación, sí, en cualquiera de nuestras redes sociales nos encuentran como Haces Educación. Entonces allí si hay alguna duda o algo que por ahí nos faltó mencionar, pueden escribirnos por allí. Bueno, muchas gracias Silvina, te saludo primero a vos, gracias por acompañarnos allí desde Mendoza. En este momento la nueva normalidad por ahí no nos permite vernos en persona, pero gracias por tu compañía.
Muchas gracias por la invitación y gracias también porque hay colegas siempre dispuestos a compartir y a acompañarnos en cada una de las capacitaciones. Y muchas gracias. Muchas gracias Larisa a vos, porque siempre nos estás acompañando, y nuevamente gracias a Amparo y a la Casa Editora por permitirnos hacer estos talleres de capacitación.
Bueno, y Amparo, gracias entonces por acompañarnos, por tener esta experiencia de capacitación en vivo. Así que bueno, espero que haya sido fructífero para todos.
Gracias, muchas gracias por el tiempo, la paciencia y el cuidado también, ¿no? Para nuestros niños y para el aprendizaje, para la vida eterna. Muchas gracias.
Y ahora sí, ya nos despedimos. Gracias por acompañarnos. Les recordamos que esta capacitación va a quedar grabada en el canal de YouTube, así que si en algún momento desean volver a ver alguna partecita o compartirla con los colegas que no estuvieron presentes, sepan que en estos momentos ya queda grabada para que la puedan compartir. Nos despedimos, nos vamos a ir con otro de los videos de la serie. Ahí de paso, recordamos, se me había escapado esta consulta. Uno de los docentes preguntaban si todos los libros tenían videoclips. El tema de videos es un nuevo contenido digital que estamos agregando de a poco, así que por el momento el libro de My Time 4 y Just Imagine 4 son los que tienen videoclips, ¿sí? Pero ustedes pueden ingresar a la página web de ACES Educación y ahí poder ver todo el contenido digital que vamos cargando, ¿sí? No solamente los invitamos a que ingresen a la web a principio de año para preparar sus clases, sino a lo largo del año siempre van a encontrar nuevos contenidos allí en la página web. Ahora sí, con esta aclaración me despido y que tengan una buena tarde. Será hasta un próximo encuentro.